Hey guys, how the hell are you? Time for an all-new unbiased gear review on this, the Fortin Hexdrive Overdrive pedal. So first, some specs on this. Heavy-duty powder-coated metal enclosure, drive, tone, level controls, top-mounted input-output, and 9-volt DC jacks, heavy-duty switch, bright red LED, and that's really all there is to it. So let's dispense with the bullshit and just get right into the tone demo. For the purposes of this tone demo, I will be utilizing my very trustworthy Framus television model loaded with Seymour Duncan Alnico 2 Pros for those warm lows and those crisp clean highs. The pedal will be then running into the Dover DA50. You will hear it used on more of a cleaner setting, and then you will hear it used as a boost for an already high gain channel. So first, this is my clean tone.
So overall, my final thought, this was something that I was wildly curious about getting. It did not disappoint whatsoever. For those of you guys that aren't aware of the history with this pedal, this is something that previously was only available as a software, essentially. This was only available in the various Neural DSP Fortin amp sims that they had been coming out with. But this was always one of my favorite, I guess, features of those amp sims is that Hexdrive OD that they had in there. It was a little bit grittier, it had a lot of balls to it. Basically, it was a tube screamer on steroids, which is definitely something that I really appreciate. My favorite overdrives and boosts that I put in front of high gain amps have that low end coloration that a typical tube screamer or Maxon gives you. And I wanted to try this out because I wanted to see if this was basically just Fortin's take on it or if it had a little bit something more to offer. And very pleasantly surprised, it was extremely similar to another pedal that I own, which I'll show you here. This is the Maxon OD808X. When I A-B'd these two side by side, to me, they were extremely similar, but where I found that there was a little bit of differentiation was this had everything that I loved about that, minus the one thing I didn't like, and that is the chirpiness, that little bit of pick chirp that we sometimes get from having too much of certain frequencies in the spectrum.
and this didn't necessarily have it. The settings that you see on there right now are kind of the settings that I have been employing the most, with the drive up to about 9 o'clock, level cranked all the way up, and the tone at about 2 o'clock, so that I'm getting a little bit more of that trebly grit to it, but at the same time, it's just not giving me that pick chirp that I don't like. It's not giving me that weird sort of noise whenever I'm picking certain notes. And in that, I kind of love this pedal. It sounds awesome by itself. It has that kind of crisp, clean tube screamer overdrive that we know and love, with a little bit more shimmer to it, in my opinion. But using it in front of an already searing high gain tone just pushes this over the top, makes those palm mutes and chugs hit even harder, and adds a little bit more depth to all the different power chords. Honestly, kind of a really, really kick-ass overdrive. Are there other overdrives on the market that kind of do the same thing? Yes, but I feel like that's kind of the appeal of checking out several different boosts and overdrives in front of your favorite amps, is seeing which ones give you that certain little thing that you're missing. I mean, we can talk about how all you need is an SD1, all you need is a TS9, all you need is a Maxon OD808, whatever. But every so often, you do get your hands on something a little bit different from a different manufacturer that just does things ever so slightly different. For that, I love this. This is kind of indispensable at this point, and I'm actually giving consideration to parting with a few of my other overdrives in favor of keeping this instead, just because I feel like this does it just a little teeny tiny bit better. But Arnold, what are you drinking today? I am so glad you asked. Let's go to the beer fridge. Let's find out. So recently stumbled across something a little bit interesting that I've never seen or heard of before. Not to say that I have a profound knowledge of various ales and whatnot, but this is definitely something that was just surprising. I'd never heard of this. I love the brand. I love Duvel, but I've never seen this before. This is Duvel Single Fermented Belgian Strong Ale. What makes this a little bit different is that it does have a little bit lower ABV than their typical Belgian Strong Ale that they are really, really known for. And I don't know, to me, I just think that that's kind of interesting. And I picked this up and I'm very, very eager to try it. See if it still has that Duvel flavor that I really, really love. Pours a very crisp golden color. Super light, just like you would expect. A little fizzy. Head kind of goes away rather fast. Not perfectly clear, a little bit hazy in there. Clean, crisp aroma. A little floral. Not really picking up anything too complex. That's nice. It's not... I kind of prefer the regular Duvel a bit better. To me, that has more of an actual strong Belgian ale kind of flavor. This is a little hoppier, almost like a pale ale. It does have that crispness, but it's got some flavors that are a little grassy, like maybe lemongrass or something. Yeah, I don't know. This is definitely something I could enjoy on a hot summer day. Is it something I would drink all the time? Honestly, if you gave me a choice between this or regular Duvel, I'd probably reach for the regular Duvel probably 9 out of 10 times. It's good, and if this was the only thing available, I would absolutely enjoy it. But To me, it just doesn't hold a candle to the real thing is all. Not bad at all, but could be better. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to this channel. There is tons more metal guitar-oriented content to come. And please also remember, take what you do seriously. Do not take yourselves too seriously.